Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a new year, same place. Once again, a beautiful Saturday here at Phoenix for the Duel in the Desert 220, presented by Asphalt Racing Network here for the NARAS Cup Series. Playoffs still underway now. Leaderboard on the left-hand side of your screen, that 9 car of Jordan Parker locked in to the next round of the playoffs. 11 of Lucas Lewis, 22 points ahead. And the 8 car of Mark Morton sitting in third at this point in time. Corey Rainey plus 5 in that final 4 position. Now just waiting on a few more minutes, and we will be ready for nonstop action here for the NARAS Cup Series. As always, thank you guys for tuning in live here on YouTube. Officially hit 500 subscribers on the NARAS YouTube channel, so a big shout out and applause to all of you who show up and show out each week, and of course show up for these drivers in support with them, whether you are friends, family, or just close enough to the driver to get this link. Thank you for being in here. We do value and appreciate you guys. Of course, as always, drivers hitting the track now for qualifying. We're going to go ahead and see who's on the track right now. Mark Randall in the 00 making his debut tonight for the NARAS Cup Series for RFD. Heavy, stacked team going into the next season. First time we are seeing Randall here tonight. Brendan Carroll as well on the track. Isaiah Fox as well on the track. Let's go ahead and get some of these guys some TV time. 09 of Isaiah Fox we're following right now on the field. Then you have the 3 car of Carden Hansen. Javier Zapta joins us here tonight in the 23. 67 of Stephen Hollinsworth, also on the track right now, getting his qualifying done. 25, Edmund, a.k.a. Wyatt Post, getting his laps in here tonight. Like we talked about, that 00 of Mark Randall. I am missing a step. 82 of Stephen Hayes also on the track as well here tonight. Just finishing his qualifying time. 08 of Charlie Bennett as well on the track. Reloading textures real quick for these drivers, so just bear with us. We can get their actual paint schemes aboard. There we go. Beautiful DEI throwbacks tonight from RVR, which is RFD. Gonna have to start getting used to calling them RVR for next season. We also have the 10 of Nathan Hawks on the track as well tonight. 5 of JJ Moore. This man has been a wrecking ball. First few races he's came in and won back-to-back. Looking to try to do it again, but will he be able to do it? As we stated, he is driving for Parker Motorsports. Jordan Fisher had the name changed. Has not been on the track yet for a qualifying time. He is locked into that playoff leaderboard, into the championship 4 at Homestead. The biggest question, who will join him here tonight after 220 laps at Phoenix? Jordan might have a little bit of difficulty driving here tonight, though, as he is dealing with a minor injury to his foot over the New Year's break. He is on the grid today and is expected to race, but unsure of how long he will actually be able to sit in that car for. 41, DJ Vincent, another DEI throwback Dr. Pepper scheme for RVR on the track at this point in time. And no one other than RVR's very owner, the number 4, sitting in 4th right now for that Final 4 spot. That is the other Ford of Corey Rainey. Guys, if you are tuning in on YouTube right now, be sure to vote on that poll of who will advance into the Final Four after tonight. It's either Mark Morton, Corey Rainey, Lucas Lewis, or Isaiah Fox. Be sure to throw and cast your votes out before those polls do close. Not many more people on the track right now. 3 on track. Now just 2. Mark Morton, though, is here tonight. Did not touch the field for qualifying, but he did make his return at Talladega and almost won his race. The biggest question is, can he do it again tonight to solidify his season by locking him in at Homestead? It has been 11 races since Mark has last gone to victory lane, so we'll be keeping a close eye on that number 8 car tonight to see if he will be one of the few Toyotas in the field to claim victory for himself here tonight. Biggest question is, will we see a possible uprising out of the 88 of Josh Mason? He is sitting -5 on the leaderboards at this point in time going into playoffs. It is going to be a big thing if and when he will be able to successfully get that spot in over the 4 car of Rainey. As of right now, that is going to be something we're going to have to pay attention to if he's going to be able to do it. And, of course, Christopher Franz, hit with a licensing issue once again, will not be able to make it with us tonight, sitting -7 on that board. That's really going to hurt him just a bit, as he will not be able to join us here tonight. Now, looking at this grid, warm-ups underway. Drivers finally hitting the track, including the 9 car of Fisher. I've got to get used to saying that. Most likely wanting to start in the rear of the field. Debuting a beautiful new Rebel paint scheme on that 9. Going to go ahead and throw up the banner on the bottom so you know who we're following here with. Another new car on the field tonight. Rookie stripes underway. It's the 14 of Brandon Burkhart. That is another DEI throwback for RVR themselves. Lucas Lewis as well, finally hitting the track with that beautiful Denny Hamlin 11 FedEx throwback scheme. And speaking of Denny, of course, 2 weeks in a row, it has been a tough month for NASCAR. We will be paying our respects to a member of the NASCAR community, Dennis Hamlin, the father of Denny Hamlin. Of course, was killed in that house fire last Saturday evening. Lucas Lewis paying a tribute to the Hamlin family as they mourn their tragic loss. All drivers on track at this point in time for a beautiful night here. Roughly about 5:30 on that track. 5:20 will be our green flag. We will have stage 1 and 2 mirroring each other with 70 laps. Stage 3 will be 80 laps, and that will decide who takes away the win and solidifies themselves into that Final Four. Speaking of that Final Four, let's go ahead and throw up our next season schedule on screen for you guys here. Looking forward to commentating this, as we will be back here for NARAS multi-streaming next season on Twitch and YouTube as well. First 3 races in blue are our preseason races. They will all be at Daytona, starting with the Clash, going to the qualifying, and then the duels, which will decide for race 4 who will start in what position for the Daytona 500. This year, the Charlotte Oval will make its debut as the All-Star race. Week 17 will be the Open. Week 18 is our All-Star race. And looking towards that last race of the regular season, race number 30 at Nashville will be the last deciding factor on who will make it into that round of 16 race. Playoffs, all in yellow on the right side of your screen. 31st race of the season will be at Chicagoland for the round of 16. Your elimination race will be race 33 at Bristol. Las Vegas will start your round of 12 with the elimination race being at Charlotte. And of course, Kansas starting that round of 8 with the last race for elimination being at Talladega. And we will take it back once again to Homestead, Miami next season for the playoffs. Who will win this year is the biggest question, but who has the momentum to take it back to back right now? We have to worry about this round here tonight, and just a few short minutes away, we will find that answer out. Now, while we have you guys in your seats, this is the perfect time for you guys to go get any snacks you might need. Excuse me, dealing with some reports. Christopher Franz was supposed to be able to make it. Family friend emergency, so unfortunately, he will not be able to make it. But as of right now, Duel in the Desert 220, just a few minutes away. While you guys have the time, go get your snacks and get ready for this race. 9 sets of tires here tonight. 80% of fuel. Actually, excuse me, 8 sets of tires tonight with 80% fuel in those tanks for those 3 manufacturers on the field will be a deciding factor on who will be able to run their race or take it all the way to the end. While we are waiting for the practice to end, we are going to go ahead and throw it to a quick word from our sponsors. We will be right back, folks. Do not go anywhere.
Pit stop for premium collectibles. We specialize in authentic 118, 124, and 164 scale die-cast cars from top brands like NASCAR, NHRA,
Where's that
Hot
Battle Pro
Wheels,
at?
ERTL, GMP, and AutoWorld. From rare chase pieces to limited edition releases. But we are more than just diecast. Explore our curated section of retro video games, action figures, and hard-to-find collectibles that fuel nostalgia and passion. Live on Whatnot for heart-pounding bidding wars and instant deals. Can't make the stream? Be sure to follow us on Facebook for previews of upcoming shows at VMT Collectibles. Once again, that is VMT Collectibles.
you know Toyota has 3 NASCAR Cup teams? We got Team 2311, owned by this guy, and 3-time Daytona winner Denny Hamlin. But Denny Hamlin races for another team, Joe Gibbs Racing. Yeah, Super Bowl winning head coach Joe Gibbs. And they both share the track with Legacy Motor Club, co-owned by 7-time Cup champ Jimmy Johnson. 3 epic teams, 4 legendary owners, all going after 1 cup. Now you're up to speed. You in?
Hendrick.
Summer is here and you've got places to go.
She's headed to a golf tournament.
This one's headed to the beach.
And he's headed to a music festival.
And they know every good road trip starts right here.
At Hendrick Automotive Group.
We'll check your battery, tire pressure, top off your fluids,
Check your cooling system.
And do a multi-point inspection.
extending the life of your vehicle.
And keeping you safe.
Anywhere you want to go.
For free.
Just make sure you're road ready. All good road trips start here.
Book your road ready appointment today at hendrickcars.com.
Last year, Ram killed the Hemi V8, and people had opinions. The same people that killed the Hemi sent me out here with these comments. That's not happening. We own it, we got it wrong, and we're fixing it. You hear that? That's our Hemi, and it's saying, I'm back.
Did he say what I think he said? That thing's got a Hemi!
Hell yeah, it does. You want more? Buckle up. Ram's coming back to NASCAR. Let's go. We're back in America's motorsport. The Hemi's back, and we ain't going anywhere.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for sticking around. We are officially back from commercial break here. Duel in the Desert 220 at Phoenix Raceway, just 3 minutes from start. Going back over, if you are just tuning in, welcome to the Asphalt Racing Network, the Duel in the Desert 220 presented by Asphalt Racing Network here for the NARAS Cup Series playoff spectacular at this point in time. This is the second race in the round of 8 going to the final 4 at this point in time. Who will be the one to be able to make it in? Looking at that playoff leaderboard on the left-hand side of your screen, we have the 9 car of Jordan Parker, who was able to take the first win of this round and solidified his spot into that final 4. Just outside of him is the 11 car of Lucas Lewis, with 22 points added, sitting in a pretty good position right now. Possibly could point himself in with no worries. But just behind him, David Callahan Racing's very own number 8 car of Mark Morton. He is just 1 point shy of his teammate and could possibly maybe make some moves to put himself in a second place. Still, either of those cars should be sitting pretty comfortable with points going into that third and final race of this season. Then looking in 4th place right now for that last final 4 spot available is the 4 car of Corey Rainey. Rainey has now officially have a new team developed and is under him longtime friends, that being Brandon Burkhart in the 14 part-time. We have DJ Norris in the 41. Corey Rainey himself and a newcomer tonight, the 00 of Mark Randall. He has a lot of a good team around him now but will he be able to push himself, with possibly the help of his teammates here tonight, into that Final Four race at Homestead? That is the race that takes it all, the race that matters over everything. And as you saw during the commercial break, our live coverage of that race will start here on the same network January 17th of 2026 this year. That will believe green flag most likely at 8:50 as always. 55 more seconds in the session unless it is advanced by the race control. It is officially 8:50 here, all drivers going in, and we are just moments away from a green flag. Get your votes on that poll if you already haven't. Who will advance into the Final Four after tonight? Mark Morton, Corey Rainey, Lucas Lewis, and Isaiah Fox are all on that list, and looking so far, the leader on that list right now with 33% is Corey Rainey, but it is a very tight vote for second. Both at 27% is Mark Morton and Lucas Lewis. Isaiah Fox being the underdog right now, only voted at 13%. So will we possibly see any of those guys get that win here tonight, or will we have a new winner that is not in that 8 to make it to that Final Four? All in red on the playoff leaderboard on the left-hand side of your screen is everybody just outside of that chase right now, but still eligible to make their way in. The 88 of Joshua Mason sitting just 5 back from Corey Rainey. So that's going to be where we're going to have to pay attention to a lot of the night. Where does Rainey score? This will not be updated during the race, this playoff leaderboard. We will possibly hear updates on where that last Final Four driver, being the number 4, sits after this race. But that is something we're going to have to pay close attention to as the drivers are officially ready to start the grid. Let's go ahead and get their grid information on screen right now so we can show you who is starting where. In line 1, we're going to have J.J. Moore in the front of the field. Line 2 is going to be the 09 of Isaiah Fox. J.J. Moore getting another pole set here tonight. Believe that adds the 3rd one onto him this season, or might be his first if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to check these stats once we're underway. In line 2, starting off in the front of the grid, is going to be Corey Rainey in that number 4 machine. Then in the 41, we're going to have D.J. Vinson sitting next to his owner in RFD. Then we also have Charlie Bennett in the 08, line 3, with the number 11 of Lucas Lewis on his outside. It's been a few weeks, guys. Cut me some slack here. I missed it, but I'm glad to be back. Now, in that 4th line, we're going to have Edmund Post in the 25 and Stevens Hollinsworth on his outside in the 67. Then 9th place qualifying is Josh Mason. Mark Randall in the 10th spot, rounding out your top 10. In 11th place qualified Javier Zapta. Got it. Outside of him is the 12 car of Carden Hansen. 3 car of Carden Hansen in 12th. Then in 13th, we have the 7 of Brendan Carroll. 14th, Jordan Fisher. Mark Morton's starting in 15th place. Brandon Burkhart starting in 16th. Kyle Sims in 17th. Matthew Gary on the outside of him in 19th is Stephen Hayes. And rounding out your field of 20 here tonight will be Nathan Hawks. Boy, oh boy, is this about to be a race to watch and a race to enjoy here tonight. One more time, and we are green. Pace lights are off, signifying that there will be a green start. This time by that number 5, HendrickCars.com, J.J. Moore. Very dominant driver for Parker Motorsports. And as that pace car goes off, we're going to call it green and let that racing do the talking for the first lap. Pace car takes the first dive off into the apron for the night. JJ, your leader, taking us to the restart zone. All these drivers anticipating this moment. One more turn. Restart zone, here we go. Green flag, wave, Duel in the Desert 220, now officially underway. Lap 1 just underway. Already have a caution on the night. First caution here of the night. Let's go ahead and roll it back. Don't know exactly which car that was that's initiated that, but we're going to go back and look at someone that was in the middle of the field there, Javier Zapta, see if we can find anything that happened around him. Now, Dogleg able to be cut after you pass that start and finish line. And it started up there just in front of the 67 of Stephen Hollingsworth. You saw that on your screen. We'll go ahead and back that up just a little bit. Pull that camera in for you. Stephen Hollingsworth in the 67 on this restart. Looks to be possibly the 41 or the 00 behind. I believe that's the 00. Accidentally got turned. A little bit of a stack up there on the backfield. That being the 88 of Joshua Mason to initiate that first accident. First caution of the night already out. Only stage 1. JJ Moore still holds the lead at this point in time over this caution. And gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, if you are just tuning in, welcome and thank you guys for enjoying your Saturdays here with some good racing energy. We couldn't thank you guys for being here, and we couldn't think of a better place for you to be. So if you already have it, make sure you hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Officially hit 500 and looking to always add more to that list. So if you are new, welcome in. Take a seat, and hopefully we can entertain you for about roughly the next 2.5 hours. If you're in and out, we still appreciate you stopping by and tuning in when you can. JJ Moore in the lead now. Stevens Hollenworth, if you're just tuning in, and Josh Mason were in the accident. First caution here of the night out at this point in time. Choose cone by now. JJ Moore on the bottom. 09 of Fox on the outside. Then you're going to have Rainey in the 4 car and DJ Vincent in the 41. That is 2 cars from RVR. Now in the front, top 5. Just behind is going to be the 08 of Charlie Bennett and the 11 of Lucas Lewis. Wyatt Post and Mark Randall, RFD, with another car, just a few drivers behind. Rounding out your top 10 right now is going to be Jordan Fisher and Javier Zapta for this restart. 70 laps for stage 1. Wreck happened on lap 1. 3.5 laps now into this race. 1 caution out so far. And for anybody wondering, track temperatures and anything for tonight, it is a little stuffy out here, I will say. Last time I checked, humidity was a little rough for wear. Green flag out once again. JJ Moore takes us back to green. A calm, cool 66 degrees right now. 15% humidity. Only 2 mile per hour wind at this point in time, but that can waver throughout the night. Now lap 5 out of 70 for stage 1. JJ's getting a pretty good run around the rest of the guys here. And is now holding it out for the lead. Looking behind him, the 09 of Isaiah Fox already 6.6 tenths of a second behind. So there's already a little bit of a fall off. Got to wonder if JJ's going to end up accidentally burning his tires a little bit too early tonight for stage 1, or if he will have it to go. We've seen him be a pretty dominant driver so far and looking to even do it and just keep increasing his odds here on a weekly basis to get a little bit more of a run out of that car. He's been a phenomenal driver so far. A late stage pickup for Parker Motorsports. Now officially has 2 wins under his belt and a pole now under. Caution number 2 on the night. Most likely in the back of the field. Go ahead and get this camera to a blimp so we can figure out exactly what happened again on this back. That is a replay of our first caution there. Now this is what led to the second caution of the night. This was clean driving on this restart right here. This was the second restart after that caution, about 3-4 laps into this race so far. 23 in the 97, caught it a little bit there. There's a 23 of Javier Zapta, the 97 of Matthew Gary. You can see 97 net coded. Actually didn't even make contact there. Or just broke loose himself trying to keep it off the 23. 3 cars involved there. Not a good sight right now. 1 car jumped into pit road. That being the 14 of Brandon Burkhart for our VR. Nathan Hawks as well in the pits at this point in time. J.J. Moore still in the lead at this point. Isaiah Fox still behind him. In second, Lucas Lewis, who jumped in front of the pace car to honor that Hamlin family under our before the first restart. Currently sitting comfortably in third. He's already gained 3 positions on the night. Rainey and his teammate Vincent starting behind each other on the low line, so they're already stacked up in a good position for themselves here, coming to the second caution, third restart of the night so far. Charlie Bennett sitting in, DJ Vincent sitting in 5th, rounding out your top 5. Charlie Bennett just outside in 6th. Green flag back again, 3rd time here tonight, only on lap 10 out of 70 for stage 1. Good racing so far. Not many accidents we've seen from the back of the field. Now looking once again, we've brought it back for another week. We do have driver cameras. J.J. Moore in the lead right now. Let's go ahead and pop his camera up on the feed. It's there, but it's glitching in and out. Uh-oh, wreck on the front. 4 car of Corey Rainey. Looks like he lost it a little bit there. Went down into the wall. Able to maintain it, but at what cost will that hurt him? Let's go back and see exactly what happened to Rainey there. Rainey on the inside. Sprite scheme to the outside of the 09 of Fox. Just a staggered 3 wide there. Rainey looks like he just broke loose getting into the gas too early. And unfortunately, that is what led him to that inside wall. J.J. Moore still sitting in the lead at this point in time, comfortably and calm on that wheel of his. Camera on the right-hand top side of your screen. He is now a 2.5 pulled away from our second-place sitter right now, that being Lucas Lewis in the 11. Lucas kind of has his own pack forming here, as JJ is about ran away a 2.5 plus in the lead at this point in time. Just behind Lucas Lewis right now, the 41 of DJ Vincent sitting in 3rd. Ricky Stripes on the back of his car, not in contention for playoffs this season, but will be here and ready to shine for RVR going forward into next season. 4th place, the 09 of Isaiah Fox, who was next to Rainey when he ended up solo spinning, coming back onto that front oval. Now he finds himself loss of 2 positions right now, currently sitting in 4th place. Wyatt Post, not eligible as well this season. Harry Gant's Skull Scheme with the rookie stripes on the back, sitting in 5th place, giving Isaiah a little bit of a run for his money there. Mark Morton, that 8 car we all talked about, having to keep an eye on so far this season. Mark, right now, made his return at Talladega and almost got the win, locking himself into the Final 4. The biggest question, like we said earlier in pre-race, is he going to be able to do it tonight to solidify his season by locking himself into the Homestead race? It's been 11 races since we've seen Morton take the win. And this is something I would look forward to seeing as well, as Morton was on pace this season to possibly take away that all-time win position. Unfortunately, wasn't able to get that win. Owen Lax was the one to get that first win at Watkins Glen, but Morton still able to knock some of those races off, here possibly being one for him tonight. You can tell he wanted to be seen on camera wearing a bright yellow muscle shirt. Morton doing his thing back there in 4th place, though. Leader only 1.4 seconds back from our 2nd place sitter of Lewis at this point in time. Stephen Hollinsworth rounding out your top 5. Not too far behind Morton, but still not in a comfortable position, as now the 09 of Fox is behind him in 6th place. Jordan Fisher, like we said earlier, foot injury earlier this week before the new year hit, is on track tonight, but the biggest question, will he be able to finish this race entirely, or will he have to kind of start and park it, try to maybe get a decent amount of points for stage 1 to be able to comfortably say, yes, I can retire this car now, be good, I'm advanced, we don't have to worry about anything, try to push my teammates to a good stage finish. That is the biggest question right now. Teammate of J.J. Moore still leading this race. You don't see another teammate of him in sight until you go back into 17th place, that being the 88 of Joshua Mason. Mason involved in an earlier wreck here tonight with the 67 of Hollinsworth, who now finds himself back up into the top 5. Mason in a good points position, but not comfortably. Corey Rainey is in front of him at this point in time. Rainey is just, and I mean just, holding on that spot by +5. Mason has -5 out of the cut. So the biggest question between these two is who's going to be able to prevail tonight. With this stage 1 being the way it is right now for Mason, he would lose a little bit of points on Rainey with that gap of 5 cars just in between him right now. Rainey sitting in 12th place on your board. Mason sitting in 17th. So that really wouldn't be too good for Mason if the stage were to end right here, right now. Thankfully, that's not the situation, and he doesn't have to worry about that, but he does have to worry about the rest of this race going forward. So, tough situation to be in, but it's something that he has to work out before the end of this race so he can solidify himself back into the round of 8. Going back to your leader right now, J.J. Moore in that 5, just roughly 1.4 seconds back from Lucas Lewis. So it seems like Lewis is pulling off a little bit of time here. It's about 2/10 so far in the last 10 laps. But will it be enough for Lucas to be able to get that stage win over Moore? We're going to have to pay attention here. Of course, there's 70 laps. There's going to be a possible fuel run. If not fuel, definitely tires. They do have 8 sets of tires with only 70% fuel in those tanks tonight. 80%, excuse me. 80% fuel in those tanks tonight. So that is something to have to pay attention to on the long haul. Right now, Moore showing his car is very comfortable on this fixed setup that all these drivers are running, especially the Chevys themselves. But right now, Parker Motorsports having another dominant car for another week here, and that being the 5 car of J.J. Moore once again. You know, while there isn't too much craziness going on the track, we can talk about that season schedule we showed earlier. Back up on your screen now. This schedule is a big one for NARAS as we are putting a few races in we haven't seen before. North Wilkesboro in the playoffs. Race 32 makes its debut back here. Charlotte will be your 17th and 18th race, and the 19th, but the 17th and 18th being the All-Star Open and the All-Star race itself. Looking at those three blue races on the top-hand side of the screen is our Daytona Clash, the qualifying and the duels, which will decide who starts in what positions for the fourth race. First race of the regular season, that being at the Daytona 500. And speaking about the Clash, looking ahead for that 2026 Clash to kick off this season, well, the season 3, excuse me, there are 9 drivers confirmed for the Clash at Daytona with pole wins from this season. We are looking to take 15 other drivers, so we may have a few wild cards that are able to enter that race. At this point in time, the current locked-in drivers for the 2026 Clash are Jordan Parker, J.J. Moore, Hardin Hansen, Owen Lax, Mark Morton, Corey Rainey, Lucas Lewis, Wyatt Post, and Isaiah Fox. At this point in time, we do have one more driver. We're just not 100% confirmed yet, but that is possibly Caleb Hess also being locked in to the 2026 Clash. Like I said, it is not confirmed. We most likely will have an update on that by next week or so. We're probably just waiting to hear back from him and his team if he is re-signing a contract, as that is really a lot of what's going on behind the scenes right now between owners and drivers. Will we re-sign? Who are we re-signing to? Who, you know, are we staying manufacturers? What are we doing? Or who's our part-time? You know, there's a lot going on just for the drivers alone. So, and well, the owners, excuse me, just the owners alone. So with these last few weeks of the season, I kind of expect it to be a little bit crazy. Some news will break, some news we already haven't heard. But, you know, that's just something we'll possibly have for you guys next week if Caleb Hess will be confirmed locked in to that first Clash race of the season. Back to your leaders right now. J.J. Moore, 1.7 in front of Lucas Lewis. Lucas Lewis still holding on strong in second place. Now pushed back to third. Actually, you have Mark Morton in the 8 car, now side by side. The 10 car of Nathan Hawks is 2 laps down. Officially, the 14 of Brandon Burkhart is already out this race. 1 car already retired from the race, most likely due to damage. But that 10 car not fighting for a position right now. As you saw Morton hit the wall there. We're struggling with the cameras. Excuse me. There we go. Morton just in front of Lucas Lewis now, holding for second place. DJ Vincent in 4th place. Hollinsworth in 5th. Then Isaiah Fox sitting in 6th place right now, not too far behind. And, you know, speaking of Fox, he seemed pretty good to start this race. Little bit of struggles now. Finds himself sitting back in 7th place. The biggest question, what a hat. The biggest question of the night. Are we going to be able to see Isaiah Fox break through for his first win? We've seen him time and time again be consistent at certain tracks, like the one we're racing right now, being Phoenix. But can tonight officially be his night to claim a victory? He's gotten closer and closer the farther this season has developed, but it's just the illustrious win that is still yet to be grabbed by him. Will we possibly see one tonight? Lincoln Park Meteor skiing with the Lincoln Park sweatshirt. Die-hard fan at a young age. Love to see it. Not much going on through the field. Looking back, Edmund Poe sitting in 6th. A little bit of a group behind him, that being Javier Zapta. The 08 of Charlie Bennett. 4 car of Corey Rainey had a self-spin earlier. Now finds himself sitting in 9th. And Jordan Fisher in 10th place. Looks a little squirrely for some of these cars back here. Not able to hold that line comfortably. Could be trying to get up to that high side to get a little bit of that pressure off those tires. Not wanting to wear those tires away early on. But you've seen the pace really slow down here. Lucas Lewis especially now slowing down the pace a lot as he finds himself back in second. But J.J. Moore is now almost 2 whole seconds away from that 11 car. Looking at that nose cam, that is a long distance away from that leader up front, just outside of his reach right now. How long will it take for him to be able to catch up? Will he be able to catch up? Or will he have to catch him in a pit cycle strategy? Possibly making a better strategy than that driver in front of him there. 3 car getting whizzed past. That being Carden Hansen now joining them a lap down. A lot of drivers already starting their pit cycles. Carden Hansen, Mark Morton, Wyatt Post, Hollinsworth in this time as well. The 88 of Mason is in this time. 82 of Hayes is also in pits as well. A lot of drivers already going down pit road and in their stalls getting tires and gas on those cars. Gotta wonder what the strategy is going to look like for this leader now, as he's already had a few people going in ahead of him. We've seen and heard he doesn't like to tell us his stats much. I didn't hear much from him on the track before this race started. But knowing him, he most likely has a conservative strategy where he knows how to burn those tires aggressively but stay comfortable. A little bit of contact to the wall there, but staying aggressive and comfortable to where he can run that tank out before he runs those tires out completely to where they're carting up or coiling up. So that's something we're going to have to pay attention to that 5. We already saw him touch the wall there a little bit. Could have been just a miscalculation on his exit. Unfortunately, lost a little bit of time to the 11 of Lewis, but not enough. Mason now back on the field. Actually, no, still in pits right now on that 88. He's been in there for a while, about 2 minutes already, so most likely didn't start any of that repair time and is now having to do a lot of that repair time for himself. Still got good spirits. You see him smiling on the camera. He's setting the mood back there, probably playing some Barry White. But hopefully he can find himself back up into this race now, as he's still in pit road getting a lot of that damage fixed. 5 of J.J. Moore still scraping the wall a little bit there. He's been a dominant driver this season so far, man. First inaugural season into NARAS. For him, he's already got 2 wins under his belt and is looking at this point in time, like we heard the last race at Talladega, he wasn't so worried about getting wins consistently. It was more about helping his team out this week, whether that be on the track, actively doing a little bit of, racing development with them, or that being just a situation of trying to help them learn and be a little bit more comfortable with the track itself and, the acclimated temperatures. Comfortably right now, looking at our stats, JJ has put himself into 6th for the all-time series wins. He's at 2, looking to make it 3 tonight. Still not making any leeway on there. Within his first 2 races, he's put himself on the 6th leaderboard for the all-time laps led at 381. Now, of course, adding more laps on here tonight, as he has already roughly led 46 laps. He still needs to knock off a good 200 or so laps. Could be here tonight to possibly put himself into that 5th place position. Might just be shy a few. And now puts himself as well on the pole wins stat list. I believe this was his first pole officially here tonight. And now trying to take the win with it as well. So we'll have to see what he has up his sleeve. We've already seen enough of it the last few weeks, but now looking to do it once again and prove to all of us who is going to be that dominant driver from Parker Motorsports going into next season, and who possibly will be fighting these same tracks in the same places, but for the playoffs where he's eligible next season. Now a huge gap behind everybody from 10th down, all a lap down due to pit cycles. Mark Morton starting that lap down juncture at position number 10. Then it goes to Hollinsworth, Fox in 12th, Post, Zapta, And now Hansen sitting in 15th place. Josh Mason now in 19th, 8 laps down. Had to take a lot of that damage off. That's not going to be good for him right now going forward, as the 4 car of Corey Rainey is comfortably sitting in 4th place right now for stage 1. 50 laps out of 70. Only 20 more laps to go this time when the leader takes it past the checkered start and finish line. But Rainey now comfortably sitting in 5th. So he is making time. Of course, making time up because, Mason has those 8 laps down due to that damage, but he's also making a little bit of leeway up as well, as he is not comfortably sitting where he wants to be on that playoff leaderboard. Leaderboard on the left-hand side of your screen right now. 4 car in the cut spot. If Mason were to advance above him tonight in this race, it would be off of points. But like we stated, Rainey in 4th, Mason in 19th. So that was going to take a net loss to Mason's points tonight, making it a little bit harder for him going into next week to be able to advance himself into that final 4. Lucas Lewis doing a really good job right now. He is sitting 2nd on that leaderboard with plus 22 points, possibly looking at a points in to the final 4 race. Very possible, but you still have his teammate and competitor as well, as Mark Morton is sitting in 3rd on the playoff leaderboard, but 10th in the race right now. He is plus 21. He still will make points tonight on Lewis and Rainey. Well, Rainey and Mason. Of course, the 24 not able to be here. The 09 is out by 9, and same with the 3 of Hansen, who's now back on lead lap, but sitting in 16th. So it's pretty tight right now for the playoffs. It's really, at the end, the cut lines, you really can't say if you're going to be comfortable at this point in time or if you're not going to be in. So it's going to be very hard for a lot of these drivers to have to navigate this being in the back and the forefront of their minds this entirety of this race. And that's being the reason you're seeing a lot of push from these cars. At this point in time, we've only had, I believe, 2 cautions pretty comfortably. Not too bad. Of course, race analysis on the bottom right-hand side of your screen. 220 laps here tonight will be done at the Duel in the Desert 220. Stage 1 is 70 laps. Stage 2 is 70 laps as well, with Stage 3, the final stage, being 80 laps. So a little bit of a different run those drivers will be dealing with at the end. As of right now, 55 laps out of 220 have been done. J.J. Moore, still your leader. We've only had 2 cautions for 6 laps, and J.J. Moore has been dominating this race with 56 laps led tonight for himself. And folks, if you're still just tuning in, welcome in to the Asphalt Racing Network, presented by NARAS Cup Series. Be sure to drop a follow if you already haven't. Be sure to share this to anybody that you know is a racing fan or a fan of watching racing broadcasted content, because we do this weekly, other than our weeks off, for mandatory NASCAR races that we do not want to miss or compete with. And then, of course, for our seasonal off breaks being New Year's and Christmas. But we are back. First race of the season. First race of the season. First race of the new year. I'm getting ready for season 3 and I don't even know it yet. First race of the new year here. Duel of the Desert 220. J.J. Moore holding strong in the lead right now. 13 more laps to go. We have not seen him go into pits yet. When will he cycle to pits? Now in second place is the 41 of DJ Vincent, one of Rainey's drivers. And speaking of Rainey, we did get a solid confirmation that looking forward into next season, Corey Rainey with RFD announced they are 100% rebranding to RVR. That is their name going forward. And where they're already showing some of their paint schemes out here tonight. Beautiful paint schemes, I might add. They add to the rest of the amazing paint schemes we have here on the track on a weekly basis, and I love seeing what not only sponsors we're going to come up with, but just the overall look of the cars themselves. And of course, with Rainey announcing that he's also purchasing 4 charters for the 2026 season and is officially a confirmed contender. Now 10 to go on the race. Corey Rainey is comfortably sitting in 3rd on the board. Caution out, though. I believe there's 10 more to go. Looks like a crash from Mark Morton in the back of the field. Mark Morton stopped. You see the caution lights flashing there. Let's go ahead and pop it back to our ARN action replay and see what caused this caution. This was actually after his contact. Let's back it up a little bit more and get on Mark. Oh, seems like Mark might have made contact with the wall and just really hurt his car. This should be right before his incident. A little bit loose there in the rear end of the car. Probably braking, possibly the same situation we saw with Rainey earlier, coming to that front start-finish line. Cuts dogleg there. Competition on the outside. Gets clear, but doesn't go back up high. Stays low. Got to wonder if the 67 behind him is the reason for that caution. We're going to see here. 8 car breaks loose once again. Made a little bit of contact with the 3 of Hansen. Sent his front left right into that inside wall, and that caused a broken toe, possibly an axle, and then slams the outside wall too. Unfortunate situation for Morton himself. Let's go ahead and go to the live view. We got his camera pulled up, see what's going on. Morton's taking the gloves off. That unfortunately means Morton is most likely out. Not happy about it at all. You can see it. Morton is in pits, but is not getting any damage taken off what it looks like. Camera feed cut. He is not a happy camper, and it seems like he's unfortunately out early on in this race tonight. That will change a lot of things up going forward now. Mason still 8 laps down. But now that adds to Rainey being able to make up a lot of points on Morton now. Morton was possibly not going to be able to finish in the front. But it's an unfortunate situation now, as we've had the 97 of Matthew Gary now cycling to the lead. J.J. Moore is now out of the race. It is showing JJ is out of the race. Maybe network issues, possibly, but it's a no. Moore is officially out of the race on Tower. Burkhart, Morton, and Moore all out of the race. Green flag back this time by DJ Vincent in the lead. 7 to go here. Brand new driver for RVR. Well, RFD now rebranding to RVR. 97 of Gary. That being Matthew Gary. Giving him a little bit of competition there. DJ able to hold it off strong and comfortably. 5 more to go this time. Newcomer DJ Vincent looking to get the stage win here. Wreck in the backfield once again, and there's another caution. Looks to be the 7 of Brandon Carroll and the 00 of Mark Randall. Mark doesn't seem too happy about it. Mark is not happy about that situation there. Let's go ahead and kick it back just a little bit. See exactly what happened with that 00. All right, so there's the 41, the 97, the 7, and the 00. 00 on the 4 there. You saw 4 scuff the wall just a little bit. Randall holding on that low line. .67 of Hollinsworth on his outside here for this replay. Looks pretty clean. There was a little 3 wide situation in front, and unfortunately that 97 came down and stacked up the 4, the 7, himself, and the 00. So 2 cars from RFD involved in that wreck there, as one of their other cars on track is now holding the lead strongly. 7 of Carroll will be in this time by. Mark Randall seems to not have much damage, so he looks to be staying out. Might be a good thing for him, as that will... Nah, it's not a points race tonight for him. He does have those rookie stripes on, not eligible for the playoffs this season, but it does add to the factor of what our VR is going to look like going forward at next season. These being their 3 premier cars out of their charters. That 4th charter being a part-time car, that being the 14, who's not in the race right now, that being Burkhart, already out. He's also followed out by the 82 of Haynes. Hi, Mark. The 8 of Morton. 88 of Josh Mason in pits right now. And, of course, the 5, excuse me, of Moore already out for the night. Isaiah Fox starting in second. DJ Vincent in the first place position. Might just have 1 to green, as they're going to be 69 by this time. Back green. DJ Vincent in the lead. Lap 69 now started. A lot of movement in the back. 09 of Fox is trying to get this stage win for himself. 41 of Vincent holding on real strong here. 1 more lap to go. 69 3/4 of the laps done here. DJ Vincent takes stage 1 for himself. First stage of the night officially finished. Few wrecks to get it that way. 4 wrecks on the night. 5th caution being the stage break. And I know a lot of those guys are ready for the stage break, but not at the pace that it took to get there. Not many accidents. We've seen a lot of self spins so far tonight. Only it seems to be 2 wrecks so far where racing incidences based off different lines and exits and entries. So that being a good situation there, as you don't want too many situations back to back to back. Otherwise, it could get a little bit hairy for some of these drivers. But while these guys are going around here to go to pits this time, we are going to take it to a quick commercial break, and we will be right back. We are back from commercial break there. A lot of differentiations going on there. Stephen Hollingsworth is going to take your lead position in first. The 09 of Isaiah Fox going to second. 00 of Mark Randall. The 23 of Javier Zapta. Fifth place is Lucas Lewis running out your top five. Edmund Post, Charlie Bennett, Matthew Gary, DJ Vincent now in ninth. And Kyle Sims round out your top 10. Like to know if I could figure out what was going on there. DJ probably pitted a little bit too early. Had to go to the end. Or those guys just pitted pretty early and made their way out. Green flag is back this time. Green flag back out. Not much craziness going on right now. Everybody seems to be a little bit more comfortable. Everybody trying to get those fresh tires back warm here for this race. Stage 2 now started. We're going to see a lot of movement here throughout the field, most likely. Stephen Hollingsworth doing pretty good in the lead right now. 67 has a gap at about 0.6 of a second to the next car back behind him. That car being the 09 of Isaiah Fox. Trying to point his way into the playoffs. He's back by about a net loss of 9 at this point in time. The person stopping him in front of him will be the 4 car of Corey Rainey, who now finds himself back in 15th place. Most likely a lot of damage on that car from that wreck he was involved with. A lot of drivers starting to look pretty comfortable here. And that's a good thing. You don't want to overdo it too early into this race, as of course this race is a long one, 70 laps once again for this stage. So, excuse me. These drivers already know what the car is going to feel like and what setups they really need to be using going forward now for stage 2, as stage 1 and 2 mirror each other at 70 apiece. And then of course, that stage 3 being the difference, as that's going to be an 80-lap stage. Not much moving going on right now. Isaiah Fox still sitting in second. Hollingsworth still in first. Wyatt Post now in third place, just ahead of Lucas Lewis. Not much really changing for a lot of drivers, and that is kind of shocking, to be honest with you. I expected a little bit more moving around in stage 2 than anything, to be honest, due to the simple fact that a lot of these guys do need to get back in a good position to help themselves with that playoffs, that playoff round. Not many people doing it right now. Excuse me, folks. Having a little bit of difficulties with our tower. That's why it's not on screen right now. Just bear with us for a moment as we try to get it figured out. Collinsworth still in the lead comfortably right now, though. You're seeing him make a few moves. 10 car. Not for position there. There's a 10 car of Nathan Hawks, who is a few laps down at this point in time. So it's unfortunate Hawks not really able to do much right now. If anything, because he is multiple laps down, trying to make his way back in. But the question is, how long is Hollinsworth going to hold this? Isaiah Fox now back into second place. Adding a lot of playoff points for him, which is a good thing. He needs as many as he possibly can get if he wants to get into that next round. And he needs to do it now if he's going to do it at all. Doing a good job at holding that car comfortably. Hollinsworth still in the lead currently at this point in time. Fox now only 0.4 tenths of a second back as you are seeing them slowly but surely get closer. There is a wreck in the back. Yellow flag is out. Double zero of Mark Randall. Now we are looking to see exactly what happened to Mark there that got him loose or caused his wreck. So it looks like that back end starting to get just a little rake there. Oh, he might have blown his engine. Folks, he might have blown his engine. Yeah, that seems to actually be a problem with the car itself right now. That's not a good situation for him to be in. That might be his race right there, folks, and that's a tough situation. I mean, early on, of course, him only being a rookie this season, not having the availability to run for the playoffs, but you still want to run for the playoffs, whether that be for your team or for yourself. You don't want to have an early exit when you're still trying to get acclimated with a lot of the people that are around you, and at the same time, you know, try to show what your team's going to look like going into next season. That now being the 6th caution of the night here. Now, at this point in time, you have Charlie Bennett in the 08 now officially in the lead. He's going to be the one to take us back green after choose cone this time by. There we go. They are back, and they're working all the way around. Just mind the cautions. We have had 6 cautions at this point in time. We've had to reload, so they're going to be off just a little bit, but we will mentally keep up with how many cautions we have had. Now just one more time around. In the 08 of Charlie Bennett will be taking us back to green flag here. 67 of Hollingsworth on the outside. Javier Zapta in third. Wide Post in fourth. In the 09 of Fox, rounding out your top 5. Now green flag waved. Back to green we go. Doing pretty good so far. Whoa. Wrong overlays, guys. Another caution out this time. You practically saw that happen live. Let's go ahead and just roll it back for you. You can see exactly what happened. '23 there caught with the 08. 08 had a little bit of trouble holding, went up the track. 23 slammed back into that rear. And then you see just a few seconds later that 00, excuse me, that wasn't the 00. Who was it? The 28 just squeaked by on the outside, make a little bit of contact. It was the 41 of DJ Vinson holding brakes, but unfortunately just had nowhere to go on that exit. And also connected with that 28. That's Kyle Sims as well. So now 7 cautions here on the night. Not where any of these drivers were hoping to be. That were involved in that wreck, of course. When you race, you don't want to wreck. You want to try to stay and avoid them as much as possible. But sometimes you just can't avoid the inevitable. And you are unfortunately involved in a caution. Now the 67 of Stephen Hollingsworth still holding the lead. Isaiah Fox in the 09 just behind. And now finally up in the top 5, our good buddy, Jordan Fisher. And of course, as always, watching Jordan slam through gears. Now choose cone this time by for these drivers. Now one more time, and we are back green. Still following the cam of Jordan Parker here. We're going to follow him in car as well. See where he equates himself. Hi, Jordan. We love you too, boss. We're going to be following Jordan here as well. Seeing if and can he make up a few positions here. Slamming them gears. Few warming up those tires back there. Now turn 3, restart zone. Here we go. Back to green flag racing. Stephen Hollingsworth takes us back to green. Hollingsworth still holding the lead comfortably at this point in time. 31 laps out of 70 already completed here. Jordan looking to make up a decent amount of time, as much as he possibly can right now. He is up roughly 10 positions from a starting spot. He did not qualify. Now looking to get himself into the top 5 comfortably. Now fighting the 25 of Wyatt Post for that 4th place position. Little bit of a wall tap, but not to worry. Able to maintain and hold on. This man already advanced into that championship race at Homestead, but looking to possibly take another win for himself here tonight. Lucas Lewis as well in the playoffs, just in front of him, just by 2 cars. That purple 11 on your screen to the top left side. He is the second in at points right now. Mark Morton, unfortunately, out earlier on the night. That's going to hurt him this race, possibly taking him out of this chase or making it a win opportunity going into next week. But now you're seeing 2 playoff drivers starting to fight, because now the 25 of Post and that Skull is starting to get held to the bottom line, as Jordan Fisher's now to the outside of him, about to the door, and is looking to pass to get into 4th position. Now going to be fighting Lucas Lewis for that top 3 spot. Post still on that inside, a decent amount of room between, but they are now fighting for that 4th place spot. Fisher holding on to it strong. Has him cleared, but not using that bottom all the way. Not trying to burn those tires. Now finds himself back in 4th comfortably. 25 still to the outside. Looks to make a move there. Not able to do it. You're going to see him hold on comfortably, but note the 09 of Fox, the one trying to make his way in to this Final 4 race. Sitting in 2nd place right now, a second back from the 67 of Hollingsworth. Able to hold on right now, but still the elusive win not being grasped for him so far. So this is something he's wanting to do here tonight. Possibly stage 2 could be a win for him, but it matters in stage 3. So will we possibly see him finally get his first win? That is going to be the biggest question right now, able to hold on, good enough to be in second. Lucas Lewis just behind him by a few tenths of a second, just about 0.72 right now on the interval from that bumper of Isaiah Fox in front. Now Jordan really comfortably around Wyatt Post in the 5th place as you saw him tap the wall a little bit on the rear cam. But now Jordan comfortably sitting in 4th, already advanced, but still looking to add another win to his column this season. Just outside of the top 5 now, looking back, is Javier Zapta in the 23, not too far behind Wyatt Post. And that is the 88 of Mason, who unfortunately at this point in time is 10 laps down. Not many racers left. There's still a lot. Not many racers have been able to make it to this point in time. The 97 of Matthew Gary already out for the night. The 5 of Moore as well gone in stage 1. 14 of Burkhart earlier on in stage 1. He was out. You saw the 8 car of Mark Morton get wrecked out earlier. He is officially retired from this race. The 82 of Hayes, Stephen Hayes, is also out. The 00 of Mark Randall still in pits at this point in time. He's going to be multiple laps down when he gets out, but trying to get as much damage off as he can to possibly just still help his teammate and finish this race. Carden Hansen in the 3 car. That's someone we haven't heard much of. He went laps down earlier here tonight. He is currently sitting all the way back in 14th place, 16 laps down right now. He is the worst lap down car on this track right now. You see the frustration in his face. Not too happy as he's shaking his head there on the camera. Not a situation he was hoping to find himself in this race, especially with him being in that playoff possibility, now possibly dampened a little bit more with this race here tonight. Looking at the playoffs itself, on the left-hand side of your screen, that 3 car was in the 8th position for this round of 8. 9 down, tied with Isaiah Fox, the 09. Putting himself in this position now, all the way back in 13th, is not doing anything good for him, as all of the cars in front of him are still in front of him on the track. So not able to make points tonight. It's an unfortunate situation, possibly putting him into a must-win situation going forward next week. Someone else also in this playoff bracket, the 4 car of Corey Rainey. We saw him get involved in a wreck earlier with his teammate as well, the 00 of Mark Randall. Now in 9th place, 10th place, excuse me, just in front of his teammate, DJ Vinson. And right now, looking at the points, he's +5. He's finished in front of Mason so far. The 24 of France is not here. The only person he has to worry about is that 09 of Fox making up points, but he has to negate 9 just to get back to 0. So Rainey finishing in front of him at any point in time will also help, but it's not going to be that well for Rainey going forward. It's going to get really close after the second race of the round of 8 is finished. Now looking, of course, Rainey 9 laps down himself right now. Teammate of DJ Vincent as well, 5 laps down. Brendan Carroll and the 08 of Bennett, Charlie Bennett, will be the first 2 to possibly get their laps back. Bennett being the first one to get the lucky dog if a caution were to spring at this point in time. But that only leaves about 6 cars on the lead lap at this point in time. A lot of them are going to have to pray for caution after caution to get that back. Could possibly see that the longer this race goes on, but it is still inevitable. 08 of Charlie Bennett almost lost it there, was able to recover it. 7 of Brendan Carroll to his inside 3M. You see both of these drivers getting loose, fighting for the lucky dog position right now. Lap 47 of 70 for stage 2 now completed, and still looking to see who's going to lock themselves into the next round if it is a win by a playoff driver. If not, who is possibly taking the first win for themselves, or who is adding another win to the column this season. 08 and the 7 not looking too strong or comfortable right now. You see both of them wiggling a lot. trying to hold on to the car. You see the 7 has a little bit of damage on that front end already. That might not help him at all trying to gain or lose any of that time to that 08. But back to your leader at this point in time, slowly catching up to those cars as well. The 67 of Hollinsworth, 3.25 seconds in front of the competition right now. Man is putting on a show, running away with stage 2 as he is now led roughly about 24, maybe 25 laps at this point in time of the race. Yes, 24 laps confirmed led for him so far. At least a quarter of stage 2 as we are now at lap 50 of 70. Only 20 more laps to go. The biggest question is who's going to be able to gnaw that 67 of Hollinsworth time down. Isaiah Fox comfortably sitting in second place, but not too comfortable because the 11 of Lucas Lewis is not too far behind. And then once again, Jordan Fisher in fourth. This top 5 really hasn't moved much. Fox still in second. Lewis is gaining a lot of time on Fox right now. But Fox, Lewis, Fisher, and Post all in the same order. Same with Zapta as well. And then, of course, Post not really fighting for the playoff spot as he's not eligible, but still fighting for a possibility of a win here. You're seeing him do that now. But there's a lot of distance between him and Parker, and the 88 of Mason sitting just behind the 25 of Wyatt. Most likely trying to get up there to help his teammate out. 20 more laps left. About 17 now. As the 67 having to make his way through the lap traffic, was able to get around both of those cars there seamlessly, and that's a good thing for him. But it actually added some time, so you're starting to see a little bit of a fall off from Fox because he doesn't have lap traffic. Lucas Lewis in the split stream now. And really close, might I add. They're at fighting distance. If they start fighting here, that might alleviate some of that time loss to Jordan Fisher and let him actually catch up to possibly start fighting for a second or third place position. But, you know, looking forward. Oh, there it is. Able to maintain. By God, George, that was close. Lucas Lewis with a little bit of a self-spin there. Trying to find the initial area of accident. Looks pretty comfortable here on this replay, though. He doesn't seem to be really wiggling too much, breaking loose on the rear end. Not really getting too low to the apex of the apron to possibly, you know, cause himself to spin out. We've seen a lot of cars have problems with that apron joining to hit the dog leg or regaining that corner to get to that back straightaway. But, I mean, he seems pretty comfortable, so I'm kind of confused as to where the situation was. I mean, he was catching a lot of time to the 09 as well. As the 09 of Fox is in pits, Edmund Post is in pits, Javier Zapta as well, Lucas Lewis went in pits. Charlie Bennett as well. Nathan Hawks, Mark Randall still in pits at this point in time. As we are watching this replay here, the 11 catch a lot of time off the 09, which I believe led to a solo spin, leading to the 8th caution of the night. But looking back here now, you really don't see much. Nope, there it was. The 08. The 08 of Charlie Bennett just tapped Lucas and broke him loose there. Leading to your 8th caution of the night. Don't mind the tower. It is actively the 8th caution of the night. Now Lucas Lewis finds himself back in 6th place. Wyatt Post finds himself in the lead. First time here tonight, Javier Zapta going to be sitting on his outside. Now we got the cam of Wyatt pulled up in the top right corner. We're going to watch him on the track and in real life. Go ahead and take us back to green flag. You can tell when these guys are actually tuned into the broadcast because they wave at the cameras. Pace lights are off, signifying we are back to green this time. As the pace car makes the dive off the track to the left-hand side, 25, Wyatt Post taking us back to green here in turn 3 when we get there. Here it is, turn 3, restart zone, finally hit. Green flag waved. Duel in the Desert 220 back underway after the 8th caution of the night. Post doing really good right now, holding the lead strong. As that was something he was wanting to do. Now 10 more laps to go. Stage 2, will he get that stage win for himself? Jordan Fisher now finds himself all the way up in 2nd and unfortunately hit the wall. Not happy with that either, as I expected him not to be. Yeah, we caught you again, buddy. Now looking back at what caused this wreck for the 9, live camera feed still in the corner. Looks like he just ended up making a miss turn. Let's go to the roll bar and actually see what happened here. Go ahead and back it up to his situation. Back it up just a little bit further so we can see exactly what's going on with his inputs here. You see him holding to the left and just started breaking loose. Pulled it back to the right too much. And just unfortunately put himself in the wall. Might be a right front toe out. Is he able to turn is the question. You see him trying to baby it. He's not really trying to turn too much. But how much damage is he going to have that he's going to have to repair in pits that is now going to take him out of possibly winning this race? It has not been a good race for a lot of our guys involved in the playoffs. The 9 is advanced, but still you want the wins. So now this might hurt him. You're seeing that right front tire not spinning at all. So he's going to have a lot of damage on that right front side, even if he's able to continue to compete. He's signaling it's possibly done. Most likely has the meatball flag. We know there's a black flag. What an unfortunate situation for 3, 4, practically, of the playoff drivers at this point in time. Rainey finding his misfortune earlier with a wreck from his own teammate. We love you, Jordan. Unfortunate you couldn't make the end of this race. But now, looking to the rest of the playoff drivers, Isaiah Fox trying to point his way in at this point in time. It's a very hard-fought situation for him to try to make it into. But he's able to prevail pretty strong right now. The 88 is laps down behind him. The 24 not here tonight. He's automatically making up those points on him. 3 car of Hansen once again laps down here tonight, sitting in 13th place. Now looking back to the restart now. It's going to be Wyatt Post taking us back to the restart. Green flag waved. Once again, only 6 more laps to go. That being our 9th caution of the night. 67 of Hollingsworth going to be on the inside line between the 25 and the 9 right now. Not able to make much moves, but has the preferred line going into the corner. He's really comfortable right now, but having to try to make up a lot of time. Lucas Lewis comfortably sitting in 4th place right now, but still losing a little bit of points to that 09 that's in front of him. 67 getting a huge run on the bottom there. Now going to be able to pass the 09. Will he hold it out of this corner? They are 2 wide, almost 3 wide for the lead right now. Contact with the 09. 09 got to the bumper of the 67. 67 around. 10th caution. 9th caution. I skipped a whole number. 9th caution of the night out. That being on the 09 of Isaiah Fox. We saw it on cams, but we'll go ahead and pull it back. Once again, you saw them about to go 3 wide here. The 67 came up into the bumper of the 09, who went to the high side. 67 made contact with the 25 in the 09, but made contact with that nose, the outside of that wall, messing up that right front tire and causing the 9th caution of the night. Post now currently sitting in 2nd. You see more hat in the camera than him. Yeah, Post now sitting in 1st place. The 09 of Isaiah Fox sitting in 2nd. Then you got Lucas Lewis in 3rd. Javier Zapta in 4th. Brennan Carroll in 5th. Hollingsworth now back in 6th place. DJ Vincent sitting in 7th. 3 laps down. He's able to make some back off those last 2 cautions. He'll make another one back off the stage break. But he'll still be 2 down. Rainey at this point in time, 8 laps down. Still a few guys in pits. The 09 of Bennett in pits right now. We know the 9 of Fisher is out of this race due to damage, but he will stay in to watch from the in booth. So he'll be remaining in pits for the entirety of this race, but he is deemed out of competition. Josh Mason in pits as well this time, sitting in 11th. In 10th, you have Nathan Hawks, 13 laps down. Then Hansen as well, already out for the night. 28 of Sims 00 of Randall still in pits. Most likely watching from the sky for one of his teammates. 82 of Hayes out. The 8 of Morton, unfortunately, out earlier this night. 14 of Burkhart, the 5 of Moore, and the 97 of Gary all meet them as well. That is officially 9 cars out of the night so far, out of a 20 field. Only 11 more cars on the field for competition at this point in time. 09 of Fox now takes the lead position. Lucas Lewis behind, Zapta in third, Post in fourth. Like I said, tough night for a lot of our playoff drivers that are in the round of 8. 09 and the 11 holding on strong right now. Holding on for dear life at this point in time to not lose any of their ground. 09 needing more ground than anybody. Stage 2 is going to finish under caution. Stage 2 win will go to the 09 of Isaiah Fox. Definitely will help him in his situation on points. And we are officially getting news from Race Control. The 25 braked too early on the 9, which is what happened, led to that 9th wreck, which is where we are at now. You know, this kind of ties in everything we were saying earlier. Isaiah Fox now officially taking the stage win, going into pits this time. Are we going to see him break through for his first season win? Over and over again, he's made his way farther and farther up the track, but are we officially possibly going to see a win from him here tonight? You know, speaking on some news, like we said, we would have more developing news throughout the weeks. Unfortunately, one of our drivers in 13th place, the 3 of Hansen, he's out for the night, but he has confirmed he is returning in that 3 car for 2026. So unfortunately, not tonight. Tonight was not his night, but hopefully we will see a possible reemergence from him if he can't this season, but going forward into next season. Someone we mentioned earlier, possibly locked in but not confirmed yet on the 2026 Clash, that being Caleb Hess. He has officially confirmed his plans for 2026. He will be running the 2026 Fisher Studios Truck Series for Parker Motorsports. Now drivers trying to catch up to each other and regain some time here as they are trying to go back green. There goes the choose cone. Which means you know what's coming next. Good God, we've got confirmation that the 00, 31 minutes of damage. That's why he's still in pits right now. Back green flag for stage 3. there it is. Restart from the 09. Lucas Lewis trying to make time. 09 going to go to that outside. Good block there. Able to recover. Looked like a car around in the back, and it was. Possibly wide post in the 25. Parked on the track. Broke loose there, unfortunately. Hit the inside wall. Might have ruined his night. We're going to have to see. He's going to go into pits this time, most likely to fix it. It's an unfortunate situation. He's had a really good race so far. He's still around where he gridded at and was looking to possibly do a little bit more damage to these drivers in Stage 3, showing what he's got for next season. But unfortunate situation for him, as that was a solo spin, causing that wreck there that time. And at this point in time, while they are under caution, we're going to go ahead and take it to a quick commercial break, and we shall be right back. Back in the restart zone, 09 of Fox takes her green there. Back up and running are these drivers trying to claim a first win of the season, trying to claim a win and into that playoff round of 4 championship race. 2 of those drivers that could possibly do it that haven't so far in the top 2 right now, that being the 09 of Isaiah Fox and the number 11 of Lucas Lewis. Lewis with a little bit of contact on the wall there, going to drive it all the way down, try to make up a lot of time back on the 09, does, but will he be able to hold it? Has to go up to that middle line, get a good apex on this exit, and is catching a lot of time. Still has split stream there on the bumper, now trying to make a run to the inside here. Had to break up just a little bit. 09 of Fox dove it down with him. Lap 9 out of 80 for Stage 3 officially underway. Stage 2 winner still in the lead at this point in time, that being the 09 of Isaiah Fox. Only 6 cars on lead lap at this point in time. That is Fox all the way down to the number 7 of Carroll. Just 2 laps down, and 7th is Bennett, and then Vinson in the 41 in 8th place at this point in time. Team owner Rainey in the 4 in 9th, 7 laps down as well. Mark Randall as well, back on the track in 14th, 53 laps down. 31 minutes of damage he had on that car, and is now able to rejoin on the field. 11 of Lucas going to the inside of the 09 at the quarter. Now at door, will he be able to hold it for the lead? Still there. He's making a lot of way. Only 0.03 now to Fox. He passes Fox and now officially has the lead for himself. A little bit of door contact there. 11 still ran the 09 out of room and put him in the wall. Kept it green, but they have lost position to the 67 of Hollingsworth, who's now in the lead and in front of them by 0.3 of a second. Now, Lewis still has the advantage over Fox. Lewis pretty comfortable on points right now, plus 22 if I'm not mistaken. Without looking, Fox is the one that really needs to make up a lot of that pace, and will, because he is finishing in front of Rainey for this stage unless Rainey gets his 7 laps back. Now looking through the field, 25 of Wyatt Post in 4th place at this point in time, holding on pretty strong after his solo wreck earlier. Just a few laps ago, 23 of Javier Zapta sitting in 5th place. Rounding that out for the top 5, and just outside is Brandon Carroll in the 7. We saw him getting a wreck earlier with the 08 of Charlie Bennett. Now sitting on the track in 6th place, Charlie Bennett a few laps down, 2 laps down exactly, sitting in 7th. Then you have the 41 of DJ Vincent, 3 laps down, sitting in 8th, and the 10 of Nathan Hawks around in the back end. That caught the 4 car of Corey Rainey, and that's most likely the end of the night for some of the RFD guys. The 00 of Mark Randall as well involved in that wreck. Just caught the bitter end of it on camera. Now let's go back to the replay and see exactly what happened. I'm going to go ahead and follow Mark as he was in the front of this pack here. 41 in the 10 back there. You see it. 41 in the 10. 10 was the reason for the spin. Looking pretty comfortable here. A lot of space between the 41. He did check up. He was pretty close to that 41's bumper before they got into this straightaway. 88 of Mason lost it. Sent the 41 to the inside due to the fact that it was very close. Then here comes the 10. 88 and the 41 still pretty close there. A lot of wiggling from these cars here, trying to get that line comfortably on the exits. 10 cars slid it in fast there. Hit the wall. 88 and him pretty close there. 88 still clear. '88 makes the move to the inside. Now that is Joshua Mason. He is a few laps down still tonight. 10 cars slowly. You're seeing him slowly start to lose that line. Hits that outside wall just barely with the rear quarter panel. You see a lot of the cars around him catching up pretty fast. 10 car of Hawks losing a lot of tire here, or he's most likely just overdriving those corners. But you're seeing him lose a lot of tire in these turns. Fast forward it a little bit here. I mean, fast forward like that. There we go. Yeah, now looking, he overdrove that corner. Solo spun. 4 car of Rainey had nowhere to go. Slammed right into him. 00 had to avoid, and unfortunately had to lock his brakes. Went to the inside wall and made contact. Tenth caution of the night. We've had 5, excuse me. Before we had to reset our overlays. I believe that's the 10th or 11th caution of the night. I think that's the 11th. But now looking to your leaders. The 11 of Lucas Lewis in the lead right now. 41 and 88 get waved around, as they did beat them out. So now DJ Vincent only 2 laps down. The 08 of Charlie Bennett now 1 lap down. Green this time, caution laps were shorted. Pace cars off. Time to get around 3 and 4. You see the 88 and the 41 able to regain the field there before it goes back green. Lucas Lewis, your leader in the restart zone, this time by green flag being waved. Lucas with a good start there. Going to be able to get out with a few short seconds. Now the 67 of Hollingsworth in second place, 23 of Zapta in third, Post now in fourth, with the 09 of Fox in fifth. And the 67 of Hollingsworth just drove through the back end of the 11. 11 almost got clipped by the 88 there. 12th caution of the night out so far. '11 not happy with that, I can tell you that for sure. I mean, you could hear him braking. Seemed like he started to get loose there. The 67 just didn't expect it. Expected him to be on his gas, and unfortunately drove right through that back bumper, which caused another caution. Now Lucas down into pits. Most likely to get that damage off that left rear panel. Stephen Hollingsworth back in the lead. 23 of Zapped in second. White Post in third. Fox in fourth with Brennan Carroll in fifth. Charlie Bennett getting a lap back this time, finally putting himself back on the lead lap. Now, next time to get a lap back will be the 41 of DJ Vinson. 4-car of Rainey already out due to damage earlier on the night. That adds a few more cars to the list. Especially his teammate, the 14 of Brandon Burkhart. He was starting here tonight, making the replacement for Brandon Broadfoot. New Brandon, new number. The 14 back on track, but unfortunately that did not last too long as he was out earlier in the night. Now, Lucas Lewis falling all the way to 6th place, back on track. Not a lap down, hopefully. Lucas Lewis now, David Callahan Racing being no more after this season. We're going to wonder where Mark Morton and Lucas Lewis are going to move to. Lewis right now rumored to be going to Spire full-time next season. During the off week, he was at Spire Motorsports. Could the Lucas/Lax pairing next season work out? We haven't seen much of them on the track. Lax really being divulged into college at this point in time in the season, so not able to be on track much. But how will that work out for either of those drivers? Both of them are very competitive, and I personally would like to see how that works out. But green flag back in the air here. 67 of Hollingsworth still in the lead, holding the lead strong at this point in time. See a little bit of contact on the wall with the 23 and the 25 back there. Javier Zapta and White Post. Post going to go to the outside of Zapta there, about staggered 3 wide. 11 of Lucas Lewis is making runs. Now finds himself back into the top 3. Outside, inside of the 09. We've seen him make this run before, lap 25 out of 80. Still a lot to go in this stage. Lewis losing a little bit of time there on that straight because of the draft on the high side. Might have to fall in line here as there's a gap between him and Post. Does not. Chooses the dog leg to kill all that time back up and gets a huge run back into turn 1 on the 09. Now Lucas Lewis finds himself sitting in second place, clearing the 09 completely. Now a comfortable ride for him as he is trying to catch that leader. Looking at the post cam. More like the post hat cam. This is Fox. Following on board with Isaiah Fox. Currently sitting in second comfortably. Now, mind you, these two drivers, second and third place, Lewis and Fox, they are roughly a second and a half to almost 2 seconds back from the leader at this point in time. They're having to make up a lot of time here. Fighting costed them a little bit of an advantage to that bumper of the leader, Hollinsworth. Now, not really fighting each other, but still having to make a lot of that groove to get back into that fight for the Stage 3 finish. Now, only lap 29 of 80, so there's still a lot of racing to go, but you don't want to have to fight in the late stages. You're going to fight more, you're going to be a little bit more aggressive on that throttle, and it might not work out in your favor. So this is something that they're going to have to start doing now if they want to see results later. Let's check up on Josh Mason. Mason sitting in 9th position right now in front of Corey Rainey officially. Rainey already out for the night. So to Mason now sitting in front of Rainey on laps. Still 8 laps down to this race. Not in a good position to be in. Car is really loose for him with all that damage he's accrued on it tonight. That's most likely unrepairable. But still, unfortunate situation for a lot of these round of 8 playoff drivers, because not many of them have been able to catch a break tonight, Mason being included. We're going to keep following here as the 08 and the 88 getting pretty close to fighting for a position, most likely. Mind you, 88 not fighting for an actual position on field right now, as he still has to get around DJ Vincent and the 08 of Charlie Bennett by 7 laps, 8 laps. Hollinsworth still comfortably in the lead, about a 2.5 second difference between him and the second place sitter, the 11 of Lucas Lewis right now. Lewis gaining a little bit of time away from the 2 cars behind him, that being the 09 of Isaiah Fox and the 25 of Wyatt Post as well. Not too far behind them, you got Javier Zapta trying to stick in their draft to catch back up for position. And then you do have a huge gap behind them to your 6th place sitter of Brendan Carroll. Last person on the lead lap at this point in time. 08 of Charlie Bennett. We just saw fighting with Mason. Mason able to get around Bennett now. And then not too far back from the leaders himself is the 41 of DJ Vincent. Just behind him, 53 laps down, that's going to be his partner in crime, our buddy Mark Randall. A little bit of contact with the wall there. Still able to hold it in. Hollingsworth rolling comfortable. Caution is out, though. Seems to be on Charlie Bennett. You hear Charlie cooking those tires, trying to hold it in the corner and just couldn't hold it. Spun out due to the speed. Thankfully, no damage on his car or anybody else around him, so. But another solo spin to add to the list of cautions here tonight. I believe we're at caution number 13 now. And while we are in the midst of a caution break, we're going to go back to a quick commercial break, and we will be back in a few short moments.
Welcome to VMT Collectibles, your pit stop for premium collectibles. We specialize in authentic 118, 124, and 164 scale die-cast cars from top brands like NASCAR, NHRA,
Where's that
Hot
Bass Pro
Wheels,
at?
ERTL, GMP, and Auto World. From rare chase pieces to limited edition releases. But we are more than just diecast. Explore our curated section of retro video games, action figures, and hard-to-find collectibles that fuel nostalgia and passion. Live on Whatnot for heart-pounding bidding wars and instant deals. Can't make the stream? Be sure to follow us on Facebook for previews of upcoming shows at VMT Collectibles. Once again, that is VMT Collectibles.
We are back. Good time to be back. Pace car's off, but if you didn't know, check out our sponsors you just saw there, VMT Collectibles, on Whatnot and Facebook. And make sure you got a pretty deep pocket when you join, because you're going to spend money once you start swiping. '67 of Hollingsworth back to green in the restart zone, this time by 09 of Isaiah Fox just on the outside. Lucas Lewis still sitting in third, looking to take that lead away from Hollingsworth. 42 out of 80 laps for stage 3. We are just over the halfway mark of stage 3. Hollinsworth putting on a pretty good show tonight. I believe he's probably at about 35 laps led, 55 laps led, excuse me. Pretty decent amount of laps led for him here tonight. Looking to take the win for himself. And another caution out on the night. Wonder where it's coming from. Looks like to be in the back of the field. Let's go ahead and check, see exactly what happened. The 08 of Charlie Bennett just in front. Back that up just a wee bit there. So the 08 and the 25. Charlie almost saved it. Everybody able to maneuver away. The 08 and the 25 made contact, which led to that caution. Back under caution we go. Currently at lap 183 for the Duel in the Desert 220. Now leader at that point in time of the wreck was the 67, so he will maintain his lead here. Nothing has changed. The 11 of Lucas Lewis still in second. The 09 of Isaiah Fox in third. Wyatt Post in fourth. Zapta in fifth. And now back on lead lap is the 41 of DJ Vincent. Now the first two a lap down will be the 7 of Brandon Carroll and the 08 of Charlie Bennett. Choose cone this time by green flag on the 67. Lap 47 that time past the line. At this point in time, you can kiss Christopher France, eliminated from the round of 8, as well as the 3 car of Carden Hansen. It is coming down to the wire for Isaiah Fox and Josh Mason to actually get the transfer into the round of 8, or the Final 4 race from the round of 8. Now we're seeing the 67 not in playoff contention, but in a win contention here, trying to get a win for the books for himself this season. As just behind, you have one guy outside trying to fight his way in, that being the 09 of Isaiah Fox, now comfortably sitting in second place. Now, of course, Lucas Lewis way ahead of him in points right now. So not really too much to worry about for the man himself. But still, looking at that board, Isaiah, the 09 solo spin back up on track. Another caution out, this time in a worse spot in the dog leg. The 3 car on the 24. 24 did not start. You can count him out. Done and out for this season when it comes to playoff contention. That 11 plus 22 Mark Morton had, plus 21 at the start of this race. And unfortunately was out pretty early on, but right now the 4-car of Rainey also out in the night in stage 2. So now it puts that 09 in a really good spot to gain a lot of positions back up on that 88 of Josh Mason, who is now currently sitting in 9th place. And of course, as always, once the checkered flag is waved, don't go anywhere because we will have an interview from your top 3 finishers of the night. And while that interview is underway, we will have our team calculating the playoff points to give you an updated playoff standings after lap 220 here tonight. Choose cone this time by for all those drivers. And that will be Charlie Bennett in the 08, I believe, getting his lap back this time by. It is. Now putting himself back on the lead lap. One more time around for these drivers. Lucas Lewis on the inside. 25 of white post on his outside for this restart. Green flag about to be waved. Pace car off, and we will sit in car cam with Lewis for this restart. Hollinsworth just in front of him. Stands are calling. Green flag this time by. You see that 09 in that side view mirror. Not too close, but still not too far and out. You saw it there. Lucas really holding that line strong, able to pull down a lot of time right now to Hollinsworth. Only a gap of .20. Isaiah Fox holding on strong in third, but needs to pass, possibly get the win to really solidify that Final Four race for him. Right now, Lucas Lewis trying to kill a lot of time to that 67, get that win, advance himself automatically. Do not have to worry about that third race being Martinsville. You see, I'm not really making so much time up. Still about 0.20 back. He's in a good groove, though, because if Hollingsworth starts running away from it, Lucas will be right on his bumper the entirety of this run. That's the way it's looking. They're going to be able to go tit for tat here. 59 laps, 60 this time by out of 80. Almost at 12 more laps to go. Winding down on the first race back in the new year. That being the Duel in the Desert 220. Lucas starting to lose a little bit of time to Hollingsworth now. Able to make some of it back up. He still has the split stream. Draft really not a crazy thing here, but it will help you on that back straight. Looking back right now, a few drivers behind Lucas Lewis. That is the 09 of Isaiah Fox, who's roughly about a second and a half, well, second and 16 from the leader. Just about a second away from the 11 car in second place. Wide post just sitting behind Fox. DJ Vincent finds himself back into the top 5 right now. Finally finds himself back on lead lap with a good amount of laps to go. That was your stage 1 winner. The 09 of Fox being your stage 2. Now we're looking for the stage 3 race win. In 6th place, you have the 23 Valvoline Javier Zapta. And last person on the lead lap right now, that is the 08 of Charlie Bennett with the 10 to his inside there. That is Nathan Hawks. Just in the background of the 08. Questionable move there. He's really trying to drive it deep to make up time, and it's not going to matter. He's 34 laps down. We're going to watch this over here just for a little bit. And the 10 car just caused the 08 to wreck. Another caution out. Exactly why I didn't want to move away. Seemed like that 10 car was on a path just to drive through him. He's multiple laps down, 34 laps down. No reason to be driving that 08 that aggressive as he is on lead lap, 35 laps ahead of him at this point in time. And we'll go back to the replay. I mean, we saw it on screen, but we will go back to the replay and see exactly what happened here. We'll go to the roll bar inside view, so we have the good view. Actually, see if we can get the helmet cam, get the cockpit view. We will follow the 10. So you can see he's already got a lot of wheel damage. Most likely, just by how much that wheel's cocked to the left. Normally your offset's to the right, not the left. Not able to get it to grip well in these corners. And right here, right coming up in the turn. I mean, His RPMs didn't go down until he made contact. Wonder what our race control is going to deal with that situation or dish out for that situation there. Probably have a report from race control developing after they get a multiple replays, different angles of that wreck there, but it looks to be on the 10 of Nathan Hawks. Now that puts the 25 of Wyatt Post into the lead here. 09 of Fox just behind. Lucas Lewis drops down into 5th place now. Or 6th, excuse me. Stephen Hollinsworth, pretty dominant car. Don't know what the 10 was doing there. Love tapping the 11 a little bit on the right door. Really close to the bumper now for no reason. Will be choose code this time by. Now the 25 of Post. Gonna take us back to green that time. 10 car got a stern talking to from race control about the way he was driving that initiated that wreck there with the 08. The 25 takes us back to green flag now. 25 of Wyatt Post. They are 3 wide for the lead now. Wyatt had to back out of that. Looked not too comfortable there as he almost went down and then realized the 09 of Fox is just on a mission right now to get up to him. 11 of Lucas Lewis spins around, and there's another caution with just 20 laps to go. Here's the situation that led to that caution. Back it up just a little bit. Looks like Lucas Lewis was getting loose out of that corner. Contact with the 67 did not help, and unfortunately another wreck happened here tonight. Lucas, sitting comfortable though, might not have to pit. Might actually be okay on damage. He didn't make such a hard contact with the outside wall. He still made contact with the outside wall, or the inside wall, excuse me, but it might not have been enough to really make a difference maker for him. So we're going to have to pay attention and watch out. Now with this caution once again, we're going to hit a small little commercial break while they do choose cone, and we will be right back. We are back. Few short seconds from the green flag. 9 more laps to go here. Isaiah Fox takes us back to green one more time. Isaiah Fox in the lead. Stephen Hollingsworth sitting in second. Wyatt Post comfortably sitting in third right now. Lucas Lewis just outside of them in fourth. Javier Zapta rounding out your top 5. DJ Vincent sitting in sixth place. Last person on the lead lap right now, the number 7 of Brandon Carroll sitting in 7. But Isaiah Fox looking to advance himself into the next round with a win. 7 more laps to go. Half a second back from his competitors, Lucas Lewis and Hollingsworth. Just behind as they are driving, fighting side by side for that second place right now. Still inside of each other. Lewis going to be able to get some of that momentum because of that draft on the high side. Now Hollingsworth going to the inside, trying to fight for that position back again. Going real good here. Don't want to mess up a good thing. 6 more laps to go. Fox looks like he's getting a little bit loose to that outside. They caught up a lot of time. As they are still fighting for that position, Lucas Lewis seems to be the dominant one right now out of all 3, catching a lot of time to Fox and not being able to drive. We're not being able to lose time to that 67. 67 looked a little aggressive there. Didn't drive through him or hit his bumper, give him a bump and run, but it looked pretty close to doing it. Now Hollingsworth and Lewis going to be side by side about at the quarter. Hollingsworth still not able to make that run, but they are slowly losing time to that 09 out in front. 5 more to go for this time past the line. I know Fox right now is praying to keep it green. Same with Lewis. Lewis gaining a lot of time, now under 4/10 of a second. 67 of Hollingsworth really falling off the bumper of the 11 of Lucas Lewis. Now it's going to be between Lucas and Fox. 3 more laps to go. Lewis lost a lot of time there. Not able to keep it up. Gained a lot back, though. Now about 3/10 of a second. At this pace, it's going to be a side-by-side finish at that final flag. The way he keeps pulling down, it's about 1/10 of a second per lap now. Goes back up to 3. Now back down to 2. Gaining a lot more time on Fox. Fox having to fight and hold Lucas in the wall. He's going to lose a lot of time now. Back up to 4/10 of a second he goes. This might be a first. White flag now. Two more turns for the 09. 11 not able to do anything. Fox crosses the line, finally takes his first win here, and just locked himself into that Final 4 race at Homestead. That was something a lot of those drivers did not finish, and that was your underdog to start this race on the pole in the YouTube chat. He only had 13% the last time I checked to be able to advance after tonight, and he was the choice that everybody slept on, but now just officially won his first race. And as always, we're going to shut our mouths and let him burn it down. Blew up the engine. Good way to finish out. Congratulations on your first win there, folks. Don't go anywhere because we still have top 3 interviews, one being the man on camera right there. The 09 of Isaiah Fox getting his first win here tonight. Lucas Lewis finishing in second with Hollinsworth in third. DJ Vincent just out of that top 3 in fourth. And then, of course, running out your top 5, the 23 of Javier Zapta. Give me 1 second to let these drivers get out of their cars, and we will start with our top 3 interviews. All right, seems like we're only going to be getting top 2 interviews. Our top 3rd driver, the 67 of Hollinsworth, not here. So we are going to go ahead and start it off with our man, Lucas Lewis. Lewis, you got a copy there, boss. No, you are good. I caught you at a bad time. You didn't expect to be full dig. You thought you had some time. Oh, I got to get your audio. I'm not getting audio. I have your audio in here, but I'm trying to actually get your audio on stream.
Okay.
Oh, you're good. All right. Second place finish for you, Lewis. You started in 6th place, I believe. Made your way up to second. Was a pretty hard-fought battle right there at the end between you and Fox. How much did it mean for you to actually get this victory tonight? I mean, you're still sitting pretty comfortable on points, but of course, you know, victory would have solidified this race and the next race for you.
Yeah, I mean, that's what my dad said. He said, at least you got second. I overcame a lot, getting pit road speed penalties for going the speed limit. I counted myself out like a bunch of times this race. When Mark got wrecked or whatever happened there, whenever Mark had his issue, I accidentally got involved in that. It completely messed up my right front tire suspension, and it was just a hard fought battle from there. I'm kind of happy to be P2, but after all I've been through today, I kind of really wanted that race win.
Yeah, I would say it was a pretty challenging race for not only you but a lot of other drivers on the track. First off, you know, how did the track feel for you? It was a lot of solo spins. I'm assuming getting too aggressive on the throttle, but you know, how did that 11 machine feel for you tonight?
It was the same thing. As you saw in the later part of the races, I got too aggressive off of turn 3 and off of turn 2, and it spun myself out conveniently right in front of the 67 both times. So, uh, it was very loose late in the run as well, and halfway through the first stage, I counted myself out because I had no rear stability at all. I was able to maintain it. It was just it wasn't enough to push to try and make a run or anything. So that's the reason why I tried to pit a little bit earlier to get the rear stability back, and then caution came out, and then that happened in stage 1. But this 11 car was fast. I was surprised that I was able to go from 7th in that last restart to 2nd and have a chance to go at Isaiah. But all in all, it's 2nd place. We're most likely in the championship 4. And congrats to Isaiah for his first win.
Well, I mean, as of right now, we do have, looks to be an update. You've only lost 2 to 1 points. You're sitting at 20 now. So you're still good. You're still sitting in 3rd for the final 4 as of right now. But how are you feeling now leaving that in the balance at Martinsville if you can't get that win? You know, what does that mean for you when it comes to your strategy and where you need to be finishing?
How many points is Mark above the cut line?
Mark right now is roughly 13, and Rainey is out at -13.
Okay, I feel a lot better about that being 7 points ahead of Mark because then if one more winner happens below the cut line, which most likely could happen at Martinsville, you never know at Martinsville. It could be either clean and green or what we had in the spring, or fall, summer, where it was caution after caution and an unlikely winner almost won the race. So, uh, it's gonna be a lot of different strategies of hopefully just trying to maintain position and not fall back. But all in all, just gotta focus on that one race in its homestead, and hopefully I can be there in the after next week.
Well, I mean, it looks to be your odds. I mean, they're sitting pretty good in your favor right now. Just, Martinsville, like you said, being the possible deciding factor could be a very negative race for a lot of those drivers sitting outside that cut line. Now, I mean, looking at the season, man, you've had a really good season so far. Last time you did not win the Martinsville race. Oh no, you did win last Martinsville race we went to. So, I mean, how are you feeling about your odds knowing that? I mean, you have to feel a little bit more confident that you can possibly polish off another win here.
If it's the same as last time where it was more to be easy off the exit like this track, I mean, it's gonna be hopefully a piece of cake for me. I thought I did great at maintaining not being loose off the exits of corners. So hopefully it's like that next week. I pretty much hope so. But hopefully, like I said, I have to leave it all up to chance of not getting involved in one big wreck that takes us out, and I have to sit and watch, and hopefully not get knocked out of the playoffs.
Well, just don't forget, take in mind, we are 50 laps shorter from when we last went. It'll be a different time of the season as well. Now it's colder temperatures, so the track might change just a little bit. But I mean, pretty good finish from you roughly here tonight. At this point in time, I would like to ask you, like we always do, if you have any shout outs to anybody that you would like to give.
I like to shout out Jordan. Jordan, it was all him tonight for race control and having to deal with 10 cars not finishing the race. So I mean, a good job to him and running this league and have motivation to do this. I like to apologize for how many cautions we had. Second off, third off. I'd like to thank you for making it possible for everybody to watch it here. I'd like to thank my parents for always watching it and always supporting this dream. I'd like to thank all my friends who tuned in. Hopefully they tuned in to watch any race. And congratulations, Isaiah. I know he's been chasing that first win hard. He's been messaging me that he's been faster than me sometimes. And it hasn't been like that. But tonight, I'll give it to him.
Well, congratulations on your second place finish here. We look forward to possibly seeing you take another win at Martinsville next week.
Thank you.
Thank you. That, of course, being your second place finisher there of Lucas Lewis, which means we finally get to talk to the man who's been trying to get a win for 23 weeks. Finally does it. That being our race winner, the '09 of Isaiah Fox. How are you feeling, man? Finally got the first win, and it being in a very pivotal point where now you are locked in when you were under the cut line to make it for that championship 4 race.
Well, it definitely feels really good to like finally break through, like that's the big thing is like now we are winners. I feel like I was really I had great speed all day. I was by far the fastest in practice and warm up. I was better on the long runs and then the 67, but he was kind of like really fast, but you are 100% right. That golden ticket into Miami is super nice because obviously Martinsville, very chaotic race. I guess you could say everything happens for a reason because I was having a little bit of car trouble, so I had to cancel my plans today. I wasn't supposed to be able to run anyway, but here we are. So
Well, I mean, it worked out in your favor. You did really good tonight. You held on as long as you possibly could in that top 5 position, negated a lot of the wrecks on the field, and were able to, finally dial it back in where it really mattered and get that first win. I mean, if you didn't get that win tonight, how are you feeling about your odds going into Martinsville?
Yeah, well, I'm just glad I'm not gonna really have to answer that question because that is I you never want to be back against the wall, but like when you're back against the wall at Martinsville, it makes it 10 times worse. One thing's for sure, though, is I most definitely will not be using my hat. I don't know if you saw that on the camera, but that is now my good luck hat because I'm 1 for 1 in it. So we'll save it for Miami and yeah, we'll see what we can do.
Well, I mean, I that's probably a wise move for you there, man. I mean, the hat just put the the bow on the present for you. So yeah, I definitely keep that in your pocket going forward. Now, I mean, we saw it a lot tonight. A lot of cars really battling themselves and the rear tires in general. Did you start feeling that pretty early on into stage one? And if you did, how did you kind of combat that for the remainder of the race?
So I kind of like to approach these races, with the stages. I like to approach it, try and like save tires first stage, maybe drive a little harder second stage, just like see what see what works so that I can know to set myself up. And I was trying to save my tires a lot, and I was going really really easy on stage one, and it was not working. Midway through, when I made my pit stop in stage one, I decided, you know what, let's just full on push and just see what we can do, see how the tires hold up. And they held up a lot better when I was just fully pushing. I kind of just found my rhythm right then. It just kind of stuck with it. I feel like I was a lot better on the rears than the 67 was, which I think was my biggest competition. Shout out to him and Lucas Lewis too. They were giving me some fun racing. 25 as well. I feel like in the long run I had the car, but I feel like there just wasn't enough of the long run, and I feel like it came down to a speeding penalty, I believe it was on the 67 and the 11, which got me the jump. I was able to get to the lead, and then kind of track position was super important. When you found yourself in second or third, you couldn't really get anywhere. So just to be in that position in the last 10 or so laps was super, super crucial for that.
So I mean, it seems like you pretty much had your methods to your success pretty early on before the green flag of this race, and I mean, it was a good strategy because it led you to the lead now. But we've been watching you week after week, slowly but surely start climbing up your ladder here. It took you 23 races to do it, but now that you finally got that first win, I mean, locking yourself into that final four, how it's gonna be a better race as well because it's a bigger, broader track. You can get four wides there. I kind of want to pick your brain to see how you're feeling about Homestead itself.
Oh, I'm feeling really good. I mean, I love tracks like it's multi-groove. You can run the bottom, you can run the top. I mean, I love it. I've already been running some practice. You can believe that because I've been I'm so glad that I won this race to lock myself into that. And I feel like I'm no longer at the point where I have to prove myself, and instead I can just try and go out and execute as best to my abilities. And I'm feeling really confident. Homestead definitely falls into the type of tracks that suit me better.
Well, I mean, of course, I can't wait to see what the outcome is going to be like and who else is going to be joining you, whether that's going to be Morton or Corey Rainey himself, which is now in a must win with the other three drivers. But of course, I don't want to hold much of your time up, let you go enjoy the rest of your Saturday and celebrate your first victory. So, of course, I would like to ask you now for the first official time, do you have any shout outs that you would like to give to anybody?
Shout out to Lucas, Steven, Edmund, all of the guys that were making it a really fun race. I really appreciate that. I had a lot of fun battling, a lot of clean racing, not really any run-ins with anyone. Also shout out to Nathan Hawks. He's my good friend that came out and joined us for the first time today, and we'll be seeing more of him in the future for sure. Also shout out Charlie Bennett Another one of my good friends. It's always fun racing with him for me. And shout out to you for doing the broadcasts. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Well, man, we've been able to talk to you a few times in the top 3 positions, but it is good to finally be able to talk to you as a new winner here, now locking
For sure.
yourself into that Final Four race. So, once again, congratulations to you, Isaiah, and we look forward to seeing what you're going to be capable of doing in that race at Homestead.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. That was your first place winner. It actually seems like we got our third place in waiting room now. So let's go ahead and see if we can actually get a word from him. Mr. Hollinsworth, are you there?
Hey man, what's going on?
Hey, sorry we missed you earlier. We didn't know if you'd be joining us or not.
I was at another channel. Man, what a race.
Yeah, I mean it was a literally what you said. What a race! I mean we've had, I believe, 13, 14 cautions on the night. You being affected a little bit because of those cautions. But
Oh,
you led a dominant amount of laps here tonight from stage 1 and stage 2. Where do you feel like it went wrong for you not to be able to win this race?
speeding on pit road right there at the end, less than 20 laps to go, whatever it was. I got my second speeding penalty of the night, and I don't even feel like I was speeding, but uh, it's what it is. We tried to battle back, just couldn't get. It was hard to pass once you got to that top three.
So, I mean, you had a really good car. You started in 8th place. You made your way up to a majority of stage 2 and stage 3 leads. How was your car feeling? We've had a lot of people say, the rears felt loose. Some said, the rears weren't falling off too bad, but they did feel the wear. How did that 67 machine feel for you tonight?
Felt good. Um, yeah, it was pretty loose if you put too much throttle in it on exit, but if you could manage your throttle on exit, the car really hooked up, and you could feel the rear end steer the car for you off the corner and point the nose, which is really awesome. It's a really fun race. Yeah, I had the short run speed for sure. That '09. Sorry, I don't know his name, but he seemed like he had a better car in the long run. And if we were ever to go green for longer than 35, 40 laps, he was definitely going to be the fastest car on the track. So um, just played to my strengths and try to run away as much as I could in a short run and let him come back to me. And yeah, unfortunately, speed penalty set me back in the pack too late in the game to be able to battle for the win there.
I mean, you are still getting pretty acclimated with the racing in general here. We really haven't seen much of you through the entirety of this season, but now
Yeah.
comfortably, trying to get acclimated with a lot of the drivers around you.
Yep.
You've seen a lot of competition here, especially tonight on what is an intermediate track. How do you kind of take that and digest it for next season on, how to re-attack Phoenix to see if you could make it yours for the taking?
Yeah, just get a little more experience under racing with these guys in this league. Yeah, Kyle, the 28 car, Kyle Sims, he brought me onto this league. I was racing another league during the week, and he can't race during the week, so I was like, well, I asked him if he was racing in a league on Saturdays, and he said, yeah. He sent me a Discord and all that stuff, and I just joined in. Yes, I think it's my third race. Missed Talladega last week, which was a bummer, and but yeah, next season, look forward to it, and hopefully the schedule works out to where I can make most of them and have a run next season with points and all that stuff. Right now, I'm just kind of having fun and learning who's fast and how everybody races, and I only know who's running the league. I appreciate it.
That is the 9-car Jordan Parker for future reference there.
All right. He
But
was doing a lot of talking tonight, so I figured he had
yeah.
something to do with a lot of it.
Yeah, that is the man that runs it all behind closed doors.
Yeah, I
But
appreciate it.
with you being new, man, and you only having about 3 races here, I would like to kind of know what are your strong tracks? What do you feel like you would have a possibility of kind of chopping off the block as a win for next season?
Um, man, um, short tracks. I hope Martinsville, if we can keep the car clean next week, keep it up front, keep the penalties out of it. Um, Martinsville will be pretty fun to watch. Bristol, I like Bristol. Richmond, uh, even the cookie cutters. Texas, Atlanta. Of course, old Atlanta's awesome, but the new Atlanta's kind of hit or miss nowadays. But Texas, I like them all. Darlington, the technical stuff.
Well, I kind of look forward now, definitely, to seeing where you're going to sit after today's race. Intermediates are pretty tricky to get that run strategy down for the majority of the stages. I mean, you had it down pat for a lot of the race. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what you're going to bring to the table with a lot of the guys you were running up front with today.
Yeah, it'd be a lot of fun. Look forward to it.
Well, unfortunately, you couldn't get the win, but you got third place, 5 positions above where you started. So I would really count that as a good night for you. Of course, before we go, we always like to ask if you have any shout outs you would like to give to anybody.
Uh, yeah, man, just Jordan, setting the league up and accepting invites and all that stuff. The first race I was in, he got me in pretty quick. That was cool. Uh, the way the league's set up is pretty straightforward. Uh, didn't have to like ask too many questions to get started, which is awesome. It's really good. Something you look forward to when you join a league is how easy it is to get into a racetrack. Um, uh, I guess you for broadcasting. I didn't even know these races were broadcasted. That's cool. Uh, so I appreciate your time and that, hanging out. Yeah, man, just all the competitors, just keep showing up, man. It'll make this really fun.
Well, congratulations on your third place finish. We look to see where you're going to be able to do next week, let alone, but the entirety of next season, and if you will be back here for an actual spot in that Final Four next year.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
All right, buddy. Well, you have a good night. We look forward to seeing what you're going to be able to do at Martinsville.
All right, see you.
And that was the 67 of Stephen Hollingsworth finishing in third. Top left, the middle left side of your screen, the entire left side of your screen is your finishing order. The 09 of Isaiah Fox finally taking his first win here at the Duel in the Desert, 220. Lucas Lewis finishing in second. Stephen Hollingsworth in third. Rounding out your top 5 was DJ Vincent in fourth and Javier Zapta in fifth. A lot of drivers out tonight, starting all the way back in 11th place. That was our VR's new set of drivers, being the 00 of Randall. Rainey also joined them out in 12th. Then you had Jordan, who ended up getting out earlier on in the stage 2 in 13th. Carden Hansen in 14th. Sims in 15th out. Burkhart running for RVR as well in 16th out. Stephen Hayes out earlier in 17th. Mark Morton out due to a wreck. 19th place was J.J. Moore with a sudden abrupt leave, and the 20 of Matthew Gary. It's been a tough race tonight for a lot of these drivers. Something that is going to be a big shakeup going into next week. Currently, right now, of course, Jordan advanced into the Final Four. Isaiah Fox joining him in that battle tonight. Now in that Final Four, Lucas Lewis only plus 20 now. He lost a few points, but still sitting comfortable in third behind his teammate of this season, Mark Morton, who is only plus 13 now, opposed to his 21 earlier tonight. That puts Corey Rainey now in a must-win situation alongside of Joshua Mason, Carden Hansen, and Christopher Franz, who are all practically... Carden Hansen and Christopher Franz most likely are fully eliminated at this point in time unless they win. mark can be eliminated if a winner below the cut line wins next week, though. So now that is going to be a very tricky situation for Morton himself to have to navigate. He needs a win at Martinsville. If one of the other four have a possibility of doing it, that immediately puts him out of that race and a damper on a incredible season for him so far. So right now, that is really going to be what we're going to have to watch. Of course, playoff leaderboard will be updated next week. But until then, it is our time to go ahead and close it down for the night. Thank you all for joining us tonight on a brand new year for a brand new race. It has been a pleasure calling it, and we will see you back here next week, same time.